Alrighty, PG-13. This is G.I. Joe custom figures. Now, I do this with some of my doubles or triples, and it's just for fun, because you just take out, like whatever remaining parts you got for your figures. You just see what you can put together, and well, some figures, if you have broken figures or whatnot, you switch out the arms and everything else, or you just see what kind of configuration you can actually come up with. And here, with leftover parts, we used, I think it is Flynn's arms, Wild Bill's chest, and a 2000 Snake Eyes that came, I guess, with winter pants, but it doesn't really look like winter pants, so so I thought, hey, I had an extra Gung-Ho, and this just looks awesome. Let me know what you think about this one, because I do like this one. This one is just fantastic looking. And then we had a Sarge from Sergeant Slaughter's Marauders, and I was just like seeing what the marker would do. So I used a marker on his hat, because the brim was all like, I guess, you know how it looks like it's gonna break. So that's why I just decided I'll just try this out. It actually worked. So I put him in Lift Ticket's body, and put some big arms on him, and he just turned out perfect. So we have Sarge getting ready to fly in his outfit. And then this body here, I forget whose it was, but Flint's head is actually pretty loose unless you turn it to the side, and I had like an extra major blood, so I just threw his arms on there and used I think it's a 2000 something Dusty's legs, and that version of Flint looks pretty fantastic. So out of all of these customs, people were loving and liking certain ones that I made. So people do love this version of Tripwire. It just turned out fantastic. People love the Larry Hama version, and there is another version of Larry Hama figure that you could use, the Pathfinder figure that comes in gray. So you might be able to put this head on a different body. And I was just taking apart the commemorative figures to try, but their head sculpts, I don't know, like the neck seems to be a little weird, but it might actually work for somebody else, because I was going to make some pilots. Other people do like Mercer, so he fits in the Sergeant Slaughter's Marauder pretty well. People always loved a Mr. T. So I'm gonna say, oh yes, we're not gonna forget about Van Damme. People do enjoy the Van Damme customs. So somebody told me they didn't like the caramel vest from Pathfinder, so we put him in a different outfit there, and he works perfect. Now this definitely goes to the top 10 for sure. I mean, that is a nice looking custom for Gung-Ho, and people were loving the Alpine and Bazooka. So definitely Alpine looks fantastic, and Bazooka in their winter gear. And that's why we try these customs out, to see what ones actually work the best, and they just look fantastic. Now some people might like this one. I do. It's you can use them as a SWAT officer for your MPs, and it would have been nice. I might still do it. I might still switch out his legs, and maybe all black legs. I might switch out the because I'm not really liking the snow job as much, so I might switch his legs back, so give him all black legs. And people are loving this wild card. This guy looks just awesome. They're changed around a few things, and he looks pretty fantastic. And then Doc looks good, and people do love the low light one, as well as the Lifeline. And it's a lot of fun to do. And I made a couple more, just spare parts left over. So with Spearhead's head, and since I have so many dial tones, I just decided I'll try this. So you could use this guy for winter. But, you know, I'm still thinking that if I end up getting another one of those fireflies, then I'd make another firefly, because then that could be like an army builder. Because you've seen the firefly custom, and that is pretty cool. But, you know, I should switch out. Actually, you know, I got another. I got like 4 or 5 Buddhas. So maybe I'll switch out the crotch piece on him to, you know, give him a nicer look. And that head works perfect. So you could actually army build these ones. And that's what I'm thinking about. And well, this version of Snake Eyes, you could just use him as a commando for your winter force. You know, not too bad. So he looks alright like that. But another thing, you know, I was trying to do is just see if the G.I.Joe heads would fit in these heavy armor toys. And Back Blast head does fit. And I didn't really like the baseball cap. And, you know, I was just showing you that they are hard to pry open, but I guess I could have just boiled it in water and made it soft. But, you know, it is comparable to a Star Wars, so you could probably put a Star Wars head on that peg. For in the Navy, if you wanted to make some in the Navy customs, and this is the first in the Navy custom ever made. So that's why I'm throwing it in there. And if you haven't gotten any of the heavy armor toys or in the Navy toys, please do. They're actually kind of cool. So if you do love your green shirts, you know, put your order in. It might take a week and a bit, but you actually will get them, and they're not bad. And I think they do have deals and specials, so you can definitely get a few. My Lopez, man. Some of the people were liking the dreadnoughts. I was thinking about maybe seeing what I can do with a crystal ball body. Maybe make a pimp for the bikers. Might work, but we could take crystal. I got so many extra crystal balls laying around. What's in your future? So you might be able to take Thrasher's head and put him on Crystal Ball's body. If I had more time to play around with these figures, you know, it would be a lot more fun. But people were liking the Dreadnought ones. So we got Trash. Whoa! And the whole point of the racist biker thing, it was a running joke that we had here, because we got the helmets for the racist bikers. And we're just pulling one off here. So they look fantastic. So that's why we're including this guy into the racist biker gang. We should do a whole video on just the racist biker gang just for fun. People like it. We could change his name though, instead of Peanut. I named him George. But you gotta have fun with your figures, and that's what it's all about. And remember, there's also Leonard figures. Like, some of these figures are just friggin' awesome. I mean, if you want to have them on the good guys team or the bad guys team, these guys look awesome. And this is a Flint body, so their heads will fit nice, and it's nice and tight, and it actually works. So you can incorporate some of the parts. I think the arms work. I don't really like the chest pieces of the Leonard because they're just way too big. But then again, we got some of the G.I.Joe figures that their chests are a little bit too large. So any kind of figure that you think would be kind of cool that I should put together. People are also loving my Métis version, my Wind Talker. And this guy looks just awesome. You know, he's my Métis guy. Some people like the Joe Biden. I forget which action figure line. This was just in a lot. There's the Joe Biden. Come on, man. Now, I've seen other cool customs. Someone made like a Scarface, But I don't know where they got the Scarface head from. From what was it? One of the Crimson Guards in the office suits. So that is kind of a cool custom to make. But you know, like, what is the best custom that you've come up with? And someone said they made a Freddie Mercury. So if you have a video link, please post your video link on my video. Just make a comment first and then post a link, and that way it should show up better. But you know, also don't forget, like, your Delta Force figures you can still order. And you know, it might be cool to try to make some customs from those, but we will see. Some people do love Taurus. Taurus turned out nice in Low Light's body. Oh, we don't want to get dominoes here. So I like this guy too. He looks freaking tough like that. Part of the Night Force squad. Incognito. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to do something else with this guy here. You know, Shockwave. I'm gonna have to maybe try his head on some other setup. Maybe I can see what I can come up with. Because, you know, that's why you change them around, have some fun. And that's one of the major fun parts about G.I. Joe, is just seeing what you can come up with. And you know, I don't know, it makes it way better. It gives new life to some of these figures that you might not have played with as much or liked as much. I always liked Alpine, but this version just looks friggin' awesome. But this Gung-Ho, I'm just digging it. Like, this is a real cool version. Even if we found a different chest piece, but I think this green is definitely doing it for him. And I'm kind of liking that Flint, but it's too bad his head's super loose in it. And people are loving the Larry Hama. Larry Hama. So I'm getting my Joe Dream team together here. Mercer is definitely in there. Mr. T is definitely part of the Dream Team. He still makes an awesome tank commander. You know, I told you I hated Tripwire. He's just such a plain figure, but this kind of brings him to life, even though his head really can't turn. But it works. And Van Damme is always one of my favorites. Too bad I didn't have him growing up as a kid, because this is just an awesome looking figure. You know, and that's another cool thing about getting G.I. Joes from the 2000s. You know, there's a lot more you could come up with. And since I might have 2 of Colonel Courage, I might see. I think I might. I'll have to double check. But there is a lot of other cool figures that you could try to make customs out of. I'm not taking apart my 85 Snake Eyes. Those will stay there the way they are. And same with, I think it is, the 89 Snake Eyes. So some figures I will not touch unless they break. If you got a broken figure, then you know, you find some new life for them. And everybody, let me know in the comments down below how you'd rate and which figures that you've actually come up with for customs. But which figures do you actually love? So we're getting the Dream Team together here. Come on, man. So definitely Gung-Ho is going in there. And anyways, thanks for watching all the time. Don't forget to like, subscribe.